Vanuatu is a small Melanesian Pacific island nation. For people living in rural areas of Vanuatu, the need for reliable, clean water and sanitation has not been met. Common methods to collect water use basic technology like hand pumps, rainwater tanks, gravity flow systems, and hand-dug wells. However, an audit by Vanuatu's rural water supply suggested that only 55% of these systems were functioning properly.
Systems implemented by external humanitarian organizations may not have sufficiently consulted with community, with insufficient support for local water councils, for system maintenance and asset management. Currently, there is a gendered mismatch in community involvement, where the local committees are predominantly made of men, but the everyday users who have hands-on experience with infrastructure are women. Not involving women within these committees takes away their voice and means that issues often remain unresolved as the committees aren't aware of them. Vanuatu is particularly vulnerable to natural disasters such as Cyclone Pam that hit large swathes of natural resources and devastated water infrastructure. These systems have not been reliable because communities are not given enough technical knowledge on maintaining these specific systems. Additionally, slow communication in and out of isolated areas leave many communities waiting for a long time for support or spare parts. Now, let's have a look at one of the villagers' experience with hand pumps.
Every morning, I walk to my local village hand pump to collect water. However, one morning when I arrived at the pump, it wasn't working and I didn't know exactly what to do. I went back to the village to ask around, but even though there are lots of local builders, no one felt confident enough to fix it. One person from the Water Council said they could go to the mainland by boat and report it, but they could only leave in a week, and we all knew on the island that it often took a long time for a repair person or spare parts to get back to us. I felt so frustrated by this and thought, why isn't there a simple visual instruction guide on the pump for me to consult?
Simple instruction manuals that are based on the VLOM or Village Level Operation Maintenance Principle have been found to be extremely effective and empowering for local communities when they are a part of creating them. Using a visual IKEA flat pack approach rather than a wordy manual will further increase usability. Additionally, these manuals will highlight alternative repair solutions that utilizes local materials for repair parts. These visual manuals will be developed with the community, drawn by local artists and led by women, their traditional water collectors. This will ensure that the solution is culturally relevant and owned by the community, leading to increased community engagement. Lastly, using local artists and volunteer technical specialists will keep costs down and provide economic benefits to the community.
For a community like this with a hand pump, sometimes when we arrive at the pumps, the levels have come unstuck and lean towards one side. If they are bent like this, it is really hard to pump water out and it can break the pump. To maintain this, local bamboo support can be tied to the level. The pump can become clogged and slows water flow. Fishing requirements can be used when we can see where the blockage occurs. Greasing the shaft that is highlighted keeps it working fast for longer. Other systems use VLOM, which is Village Level Operation and Maintenance Principle, are common. However, how they can be maintained is not always obvious. In Angola, a company called Blue Pump creates easily repairable pumps with a local number of someone who can maintain the pump.
Using local short-term repair materials and sustainable materials to create the guide, this solution aims to have a low ecological footprint and cost, with the main cost being contracting the artist, getting materials to develop the guide, and time commitment of external experts. Most of these costs will be covered by external aid organisations and go directly into the community. Ultimately, these guides take a step forward in achieving SDGs 5 and 6 through better water supply maintenance and empowering women to champion the water system.